Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and we are back for some more F1 25 driver career mode for round number 2 of 24, ready for the Chinese Grand Prix. It is a doubleheader weekend in the F1 25 driver career mode, so yeah, but welcome back to another video of driver career. I hope you guys enjoy this series, and we are getting back onto the grind of playing career mode. And yeah, so if you guys keep on enjoying this series, let me know down below, because I am having a lot of fun doing this. But if you did not check out the last episode, please go check that out. It was around Australia, and spoiler alert, we actually came home with a points finish. So actually was really good to come home and get a good result already for Apxgp. Obviously the brand new team coming to the grid, as obviously we added them due to the whole adding an 11th team. But speaking of upgrades, we've had a couple upgrades fail already. We've had the pistons on the engine fail, and I believe we had a couple other things fail as well. So not really ideal, but it's always the perks of driving for a new team. You know, everything kind of fails. So yeah, it's not ideal, but you can see we got some wing flaps on, and we got some other stuff coming on, so I'm not really too worried about that. But obviously we want to get good results, and we need good parts on the car, because it is well needed. So we're going to do some rear downforce, do some front downforce, focus on some weight, and thankfully Brad Pitt's already getting on that, and rear floor under tray would actually help out quite a bit, so we're going to put that on. That should come in time for Bahrain, which will be the beginning of the triple header. And also the gearbox also failed as well. We're going to get that back on there, because it'll unlock us the ICE, in which we really need to get onto the ICE to prevent the wear. But you can saw by the performance index, I mean, we were just downright awful. I mean, we're like last, and I think we're roughly not far off Sauber, but then after Sauber it's like a big ol' like scale, like it's just Sauber and us, and then the next up I believe is Haas. So yeah, coming into practice, only one practice session is a sprint weekend, and only the second race of the season is already a sprint weekend, so you really just got to get accommodated to the car in only one session, which I'm not a big fan of sprint weekends, but you know, sometimes you just got to deal with it. But one session, almost about 3 seconds off the pace, did a lot of runs, but I don't feel too great with this car, and specifically some of these corners doesn't really feel like it suits the car. It just, you really just feel the weight a lot in the high speed, so it's not great. But obviously we'll just have to keep pushing forward. But Brad Pitt comes home at P9, so he's relatively on pace. We're kind of lacking pace, not really great, but obviously we want to get something better out of that. So time for sprint quali. Last qualifying was a disaster, so hopefully this time we can actually bang in a good result.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
Also, forgot to tell you, we did get a brand new helmet. Well, technically it was a brand new, but we made it so it kind of matches the car a little bit, because yeah, maybe the green, I kind of just tried to do something, obviously green being my favorite color. I tried to like make something kind of similar to that, but I couldn't. But we don't care too much about the helmet, we care more about the racing. So yeah, first lap here, taking probably one of the best corners, I think, out of all the tracks. I think it's just the first couple corners of China, and obviously it is a lot more tricky this year, because the car is being a little bit more heavier. You kind of can't really just throw the car in there and just pray for it, you know what I mean? So down in the 6th gear, you could possibly take that in 7th. I took it down in the 6th, and then going down, you can see a lot of these high speed sections, the car just does not feel great. And specifically out of this last corner right here, you can see the amount of oversteer we're getting, and we get caught up from the oversteer. And that was kind of expected, because again, I mean, we can't even get the traction down, so it is really much a struggle so far. But you can see Brad Pitt's 11th, and we are basically dead last. And well, we only got 3 more minutes to go, so we have to get a good lap out there on the board. So we go out for one more Hail Mary lap, and hopefully this can actually benefit and maybe move us up into SQ2. I think it's going to be tough. I don't know how the hell Brad Pitt even got up to P11, but my man did everything right so far. And can't really see the delta, but we've improved a little bit, only by like a couple of milliseconds, so we really didn't find much time. But you can see here, I mean, we're sort of on the edge, but obviously this set of tires are already being worn out. I don't know how much time we're really going to find, but we're going to find a lot of time through here, obviously, because we backed off. So we will finish this lap, and this will be an improvement. But you can see I can't really get the traction down coming out after this long back straight, which is one of the longest straights on the calendar, I feel like. And I can't really get the traction down because, again, the back end of the car just sticks out and then it just bites you. So it's not really great. But we go down to second gear. You could possibly take that into third gear. I took it in second mainly just to kind of play it safe. I feel like some corners you have to now start taking it in second, and you can't really just get away with it in third gear. But we come across the line now. Where's this going to put us? Is it going to put us anywhere near SQ2? And I don't even think it will. I think it's only P21. So yeah, I literally found not much in the car, and that is not great. And yeah, that is not great whatsoever. So qualifying is gonna be tough. Brad Pitt somehow got an SQ2. I mean my guy just put in a stonker of a lap. We're getting outshone by a man that's like in his 50s, and we are getting outperformed as a rookie. But yeah, I mean we're not we're 2/10 off Isaac Hadjar, 3 seconds off the pace. Yeah, we are just straight up slow in qualifying, so not ideal. The AI seem pretty quick around here, specifically in qualifying, so I'm a little bit nervous about how they're going to be within the race pace. So yeah, definitely some tricky times for Apxgp, and obviously getting accommodated to a brand new car and specifically learning. And we don't really have setups like that, so it's a little bit tough, but yeah, I mean, at this point, we just have to try to get something going. So, yeah, they're pretty slow on the start. So if we can get a good start, points might be on the table. But let's get ready for the sprint race because that is going to be exciting.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Tsunoda, Piastri, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Albon, Sainz, Leclerc, and Pierre Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Antonelli, Nico Hülkenberg, and Stroll, Hayes, Behrman, Liam Lawson, and Jack Doohan, Ocon, Hadjar, Joker, and Gabriel Bortoleto rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y, or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
If we don't want to be stuck near the back for most of the race, you're going to need to push early on. Good luck.
We will try, Mark. We will try our best. And fortunately, you can't really learn too much in a sprint weekend because everything is just taken up from basically all the sprint and quali sessions. So not great, but welcome to the grid. And it's going to be a 10-lap race. Usually they're all half distance, and thankfully, even in last year's game, we kind of already know what tracks are going to be on the sprint weekend. So I'm not too worried about that. But we're going to go with the medium tire. They recommend a 2-stop. I don't know how that's going to work, but I think everybody's going to run mediums, and that seems to be the best tire, really. So we're going to run with that, and we're going to pray, honestly, to get something going on the board because, yeah, I mean, we need to just get up the grid and just see what we can do in this race. But here we go for the 5 lights here around China, 10-lap sprint, and we are underway for the Saturday morning sprint, even though the daytime is in the afternoon. I don't know how that works, but nice job, EA. Got a good start, actually. Jumped Ocon, jumped Isaac Hadjar, and also jumped Bortoletto as well. We're going to go down the inside. You can see I already got 4, well, almost 5 cars down there. We get the 5th car of Lance Stroll, and already a good start. You can see how slow the AI are on the opening lap, and we're going to go around the outside of Brad Pitt, and racing with the GOAT, Brad Pitt, and he got the much better exit than what we did. And I can see the AI, they are getting some really strong exits around here. Brad Pitt tried to shut the door. We get 2 in one corner, and around Nico Hulkenberg we go, and we move up into P13. So really good start. And now next up, Kimi Antonelli and Fernando Alonso. So yeah, I mean, good start. I mean, we really gained a lot of positions at the beginning of the race, and obviously due to the AI being slow at the beginning, it's not great, but the AI are definitely very quick around here, and I'm definitely struggling on the exits compared to the AI. So every time I try to floor it, I feel like I could try to get close, but I can't, and they are still braking very early down the inside of Kimi Antonelli, and Antonelli's going to have the outside line. He gets the much better traction than what we did, and we actually got caught out, and we just cannot turn the car at all through that part of the track. I mean, it feels like you're driving a boat at that rate. But here comes Hulkenberg, here comes Brad Pitt as well. You can see even the AI, they got some very fast straight line speed, which is definitely bringing back some F122 flashbacks, because the AI were super rapid on the straights, and they are kind of doing that the same. And they weren't really too, I mean, they were fast around Australia on the straights, but they're really quick around here, so it's not really my cup of tea, but we keep going anyways. Antonelli got around Alonso. Alonso is next. We're kind of flirting within the DRS range. We got Nico Hulkenberg behind us, who is basically on the attack, but you can see they're just getting the exits compared to us, and we cannot match Alonso. And this is on 110 AI, so it feels pretty rough at the moment. So definitely just trying to stay with him. You can see you got the amount of oversteer, and the dirty air is really bad. We have a yellow flag. That might be one of the McLarens that is retiring. That is one of the McLarens. That's Oscar Piastri. He's out the Grand Prix. We got an engine issue for Oscar. Not great for McLaren, as they seemingly just struggle. But you can see we try to get around Hulkenberg. We dive down the inside of Nico. We make that move ahead, and actually I thought we were going to get a little bit of a penalty, because it was, I still thought we were under yellow flag conditions through that part of the track, but we weren't. So lap 3 now. Nico is definitely a threat, and he has some very good pitch. You can see almost 2 seconds behind Alonso, so we just have a massive train, and we get beached on the curb, which is also a little bit of the consequence for running out wide. The curves bite you in the ass. But here comes Lance Stroll as well, which it honestly just seems like every time in a career mode, Lance Stroll is just everywhere you go. Lance Stroll is just there. In every career mode, he's just there. I mean, the battle that me and him had in F123 was making me almost contemplate my life decisions. But we go down the inside of Nico Hulkenberg, and Stroll is next. And Stroll always just finds a way to piss me off somehow, and as always this AI, I don't know what it is. Every time I just see Lance Stroll, it's just, I'm just get confused why he's back there. I just feel like I can't escape his AI. But we go down the inside of Stroll, and we try to sort of push forward a little bit, because again, you can still catch the AI when they're pretty slow, and we're really gaining on the corners. But we also have another yellow flag, Lando Norris, so a double McLaren DNF already, and that's a second track limits warning for going out wide. So one more, and we are getting that nice fat 3-second time penalty, which we had 6 seconds in Australia, and that was mainly due to the fast right-hander that was catching us out, and we were running out wide with the curb. So we got to keep an eye on the track limit situation. But here comes Stroll. He's got the DRS. I don't know how much battery Stroll is really burning, but he's got the speed. He's going to get the run, and Stroll is up ahead, and he might keep that. No, he's just very slow in the corners, and we're going to get the exit. And actually, we do benefit a lot from the exit, so we jump right back ahead of Stroll, but he's going to get DRS here, another dosage, and Hulkenberg as well will get another dosage of DRS. So kind of maybe it was smart by Stroll to kind of let me go through there, but lap 5 now. I mean, it's just a consistent DRS train. I mean, these guys, we can't pull away, and they got the DRS, and they are just on my ass, and they will not leave me alone whatsoever. Lawson giving Hulkenberg a good run for his money. Maybe I thought he was. I don't know if he is. I think he's 1.7 seconds back, so actually, no, he's not. We've actually pulled away from Liam Lawson, so it's just really me, Hulkenberg, and Stroll. But you can see 2.7 is the gap to Alonso. Alonso has lost Kimi Antonelli, so you can see Aston is definitely on the struggle bus, and maybe depending on why, I was like, maybe I should have just signed with Aston Martin, because maybe driving for Apxgp was a massive mistake. But we go down the inside of Stroll, we had the DRS, and we got around him. And obviously the first corners here of China is just super satisfying to race side by side with the AI, and that's probably one of my favorite parts, to go racing with them. But you can see pulled away from Stroll now, 1.3, Alonso 1.4 ahead. So we are catching up to Fernando, and they are just very slow at this point during the race. And it seems like when they get the tire wear to their max, they just when the tires just really fall off, the AI just becomes slower. So there's definitely some holes within the AI, so there's definitely going to be possibly, hopefully, some patches. But lap 9 now, and yeah, at this point I don't think we're going to catch Alonso. And we got beached on the curve, thankfully no 3-second time penalty, so it was actually pretty positive. But yeah, China does feel like to be a very struggling weekend, but for P11 is going to be a good result. Last lap of the Grand Prix. If we keep it clean, that's all that matters. Max Verstappen wins the sprint, and he's going to come home and secure a nice fat dub for Red Bull, and we're going to come across the line, and we finish P11. So kind of had to work hard for that one. We really did. I mean, it was, we knew, I kind of had a feeling I was going to struggle against the AI during the race, so I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. And obviously this being a good result is pretty good for the team. Obviously it's not points, but honestly it just kind of gives you a little bit of motivation for the race, because again, I don't know how the AI are going to be, but I could tell you, I think if we stay up with them with the straight line speed and the OP traction they got, that'll be impressive. But like I said, I mean, they are very, very, very slow in the corners. And I mean, what I mean by slow, I mean they are just, I mean, they're they're super, super, super slow. Whatever you could say about that, but there is your results. Verstappen wins ahead of Hamilton. Yuki Tsunoda comes home in 3rd, Russell 4th, Leclerc 5th, Albon 6th, Sainz 7th, and Pierre Gasly in 8th. So definitely had a couple guys get up there, and I don't think Gasly scored points last race. Albon gets some points on the board. Sainz extends that points ahead. We were sitting, I think, P8 when we came in, so definitely some work we got to get done. But you can just see Williams, I mean, even in real life, they just got a tremendous car. So yeah, so I think they're definitely, catching up to them would be a stretch, but yeah, so just kind of have to wait and see. But yeah, so all I can say is we just have to mainly get locked in for the main qualifying session, because that is one of the more important ones. So got a nice 3 sets of softs, brand new. Now I'm really comfortable with the car. Now let's see what we can do for the main qualifying.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
Here we are, Saturday afternoon, and we are here for qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix, for obviously the main attraction, the main race. So, yeah, endless qualifying laps, as I call it, because that's just what it honestly feels like. And sprint weekends, having 2 qualifying sessions is, I prefer obviously over being the 1 qualifying session, but I mean it just drags. You can see the amount of traction we're getting is atrocious. I mean, we had a massive slide going in through that part, so we have to try and hopefully not get another one like that again. Running out very wide, you can see the car definitely shows, and I couldn't even turn the car through there, and that is a track limits exceeding penalty. So we will have to come back in and get another fresh set of softs on. So yeah, well, when I thought everything was going well, I lied to everybody. It was not going too well at the beginning, but don't worry, we got 10 minutes to go. Still, I think getting into Q2 would be definitely awesome, but obviously me and my qualifying pace is like me league racing. It doesn't go well. So yeah, I mean, it's really just going to be dependent on how we manage the beginning of the start. But so far, the car felt okay, and you could just see, I mean, we're just very slow in the high speeds, and we can't even get the medium traction in. I mean, slow speed corners is alright, but the medium speed corners also, it just seems to be a struggle to really just get the car on the edge. We come across the line though, and that's actually going to be P17, so I mean, it's a lot better than where we were in sprint qualifying. So 135.1, that's roughly 2 seconds off the pace to the top guys. But yeah, I mean, P17 though, that's pretty good. So that's obviously a lot better than what we did in the main. So we have to find roughly 4, 5, 6 tenths to really get into Q2. I mean, the fact that both Saubers are up there is crazy. But Antonelli, he's back there, and Brad Pitt's back there. Hadjar's in the drop zone. Sainz is in the drop zone. A lot of people within the drop zone. But here we go for the last attempt of Q1. Let's take a full lap here around the Chinese circuit. Very fun first corner here, and you sort of just want to run out wide to get the good run onto the apex. At the second apex, go out completely wide through here, take this curve a lot, and then it's a straight line down into a very heavy braking zone. Really good opportunity to pass. If you watched 2018, Ricardo made the best pass I think I've ever seen in a long time. Not really. I mean, I've seen a lot more better passes from him, but that was definitely a great pass. High speed section now. We're taking it in 7th gear, go down into 5th gear, and you sort of just want to flow the car and get the rotation, go down into 3rd for this corner, and then sort of you want to get on the power, but you don't want to get the wheel spin, which is not really ideal. And now heading down into the next very technical corners, you go left and then you go right, and now you got to get this right-hander right to get a good exit for the long back straight. So use up all the inside line, take this outside curve. You could not take it, really just depends on what you want to do, and then go straight, and then you have to pray for your car to just kind of carry the amount of top speed you can get. We can see we're reaching about 208 miles per hour down the main straight. Heavy braking zone, a really good opportunity to pass for the main race. Down into 2nd gear to get the good exit, and now approaching a very fun corner. I absolutely love this corner, but it's still very tricky to get right. We're out a little bit wide, but we come across the line now. Are we going to get into Q2? And I don't think we did. I think we're P18, so yeah, we did not find really much time, and maybe that last corner was maybe the icing on the cake to not finding that time whatsoever. So yeah, that was, I thought that lap was pretty good. I thought it was maybe a Q2 reachable, but I guess not. And you can see, I mean, only missed out by a tenth. So I mean, maybe if we didn't make that mistake, maybe. But Carlos Sainz going out is quite a shocker. But even Fernando dead last as well. So yeah, that is crazy. But good motivation for the race, I guess you could say. So we're sitting pretty well. I'm very happy with that. So now at this point, we have to try to bring home something at this rate. So that is.
It's time again then for Formula One in Shanghai. Northwest of the thriving city of over 24 million people is a circuit that first featured in the championship calendar back in 2004. It played host to Formula One's 1000th Grand Prix back in 2019. Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience. And the flats, open to the elements location, test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Leclerc, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Albon, Antonelli, Lawson, Hülkenberg, and Lance Stroll, Doohan, Ocon, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Behrman, Sainz, Joker, Sonny Hayes, and Isaac Hadjar, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Norris, and Oscar Piastri rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that it's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
Okay, this is Mark. Can you hear me? Listen, a points finish might be too much to ask today, but just give it your best shot.
We will try our best, Mark. Welcome to the grid. 29 laps, or 28 laps, I apologize. 28 laps around the Shanghai International Circuit. One-stop strategy is recommended once again, and I think we will attempt the one-stop, medium to hard. It's going to... last race, though, around Australia was actually possible with the amount of tire wear. The tires did kind of start falling off towards the end, but I think this actually could be a very smart strategy play, so we will go for that. And I'm curious to see what everybody else is going to do behind the grid. I think a lot of people are possibly going to go soft tires, maybe medium, some might go hard, so everybody's going to be on a different strat for the main race at this point. So obviously the goal is just trying to bring something home. I think points are going to be very, very, very tough to get in today's race, so anything above last would just be awesome. So here we go for the 5 red lights here for Shanghai, ready for the Sunday race, and we are underway for the Chinese Grand Prix. We actually get somewhat of a decent start. We jump Behrman, and we jump a couple other people on the race start. We go down the inside of turn 1. Who's going to back out? No one really backs out at the moment. We're going to go down the inside of possibly 3 to 4 cars. Ocon sort of shuts the door just a little bit, but we sneak our nose in there. We get down in the inside, and now we're trying to go around the outside of Liam Lawson. And we jump ahead of Stroll, and we jump ahead of Ocon, but Stroll with the exit gets a very strong exit. Sort of a slingshot is what he got. Now down into the inside now, 2 for 1 on Liam Lawson, and we make that move done up into P8. So a very good start right off the gate, and from P7, P18, that was really good. So I'm very happy with that one. Next up, Alex Albon and Kimi Antonelli in front of that train. So Alex is going to be a little bit tough to get around Alex, I feel like. I think it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get around those two at this rate, but at this point we just have to try our best, as now down the long back straight we actually got pretty good traction compared to a couple of the others, but Liam Lawson with the straight line speed coming in clutch for the Red Racing Bulls white Red Bull type liveries. We go down on the outside and we get the move ahead of Liam, and thought we could maybe get Alex there, but Alex held his line and just had much better traction. So all over the back of Alex now, you can see kind of strode a little bit to the dirty area. We got way too close to Alex and we couldn't really turn the car whatsoever. And Alex has lost out to that train in front, so now it's just kind of really at this point now it's just trying to see who leads the midfield. But yeah, at this point, I mean, it's just going to be the midfield train, as here comes Liam and here comes Stroll. There's a couple guys back there that are very fast that are back in that train, so it's going to be a little bit interesting to see where they are. But Max has a very good lead. That might be Max or Sonoda, one of the two, but they got a really good lead. But Lawson, he thought about going around the outside. We decided not to do that, and Stroll is putting threat on Liam Lawson as well. So I think those two are going to be a little bit of a threat, as they got the DRS, but do they got the straight line speed? You can see that Lawson is gaining. You can see the straight line speed that the AI got is absolutely ridiculous. And we go to the inside. Oh, that was, and we broke a front wing as we hit the back of Alex Albon, and he broke very early there, or I just broke very late. We'll take a look and see what happened, but yeah, I did not know he was going to break that early. That caught me way off guard, and the AI have been breaking very early, and it's kind of annoying when they do that, because you just really have to avoid last minute, and then you lose time, and then the traction they get is like absolutely absurd. So now we got a broken wing, and I can tell you this wing is not it's not working. The car doesn't have a good front end. I think this might be one of the worst rear end cars I've ever driven in my life out of playing career mode. I think it was even worse than the Alfa Romeo in 23. I mean, this thing is very much terrible when it comes to the front end, and we're really struggling at this point to really get ends to meet at the moment. So the rear end, a little bit stable. I mean, it's not too great. As you can see, we go out wide, we get beached on the curb. No track limits warning though, so that's pretty good. But you can see Stroll and Ocon are gonna possibly fly past us. But you can see when Stroll gets the DRS, I mean, he can't, once he gets past us, he can't even really gap us like that. So it's kind of crazy. But we got the exit on Stroll, which I'm kind of surprised that we got the exit on Stroll, because I thought he was just gonna slingshot and get right back around us. We get beached on the curb. That is the first track limits warning of today. There might be already two, I'm not 100% sure, but there's the first warning. And yeah, it's mainly just the curbs that catch me out. I get beached on the curbs and then I just kind of lose all that time, but we cannot turn the car whatsoever in the first sector at all. I mean, it's just it's a boat. It really is. The front doesn't bite and nothing seems to go right there. And Ocon with the run, and also Stroll with the run, so possibly overtaken by two cars. Major lockup from Ocon. You can see the tire smoke is still a thing. It doesn't go away, and I thought they would get that fixed, and unfortunately they did not. So EA has somewhat made the tire smoke come back, so that's kind of annoying, because then it drops your frames and then you really just can't see the car in front. So I don't really like that. I don't know how they still reoccurring bugs come back, but they just, honestly, every year the game just seems to get more buggier, I guess you could say. But here comes Stroll, and man, Lance Stroll just does not leave me alone whatsoever. Every time his AI is just somewhere lurking around me, and here comes Stroll, and here comes Jack Doohan, and Doohan's actually doing Jack Doohan things, and he's actually doing really well. Fortunately, I wish he did that in real life, but we get for 2 for 1 on the switchback we go, and a great pass on Stroll. Jack Doohan down on the inside line, we have the outside line, and Doohan sort of backs out of that one, but he's gonna get he should get the DRS here. Let's see if he can catch all that time back. But yeah, this wing it's not great at the moment, so we're gonna have to change this front wing at the pit stop. We're really just gonna have to pit early. I mean, I can't do anything at this rate, and we kind of put Jack Doohan up the track. I did not mean to do that whatsoever. I just was trying to turn the car, and Stroll around the outside. No, he does not. He's going to get the exit. Now the main question is, will he get around us this time? I hope he does, but actually he lost out to Carlos Sainz. Here comes Sainz, and here comes Stroll again, and it seems like Stroll just does not know how to get around us. And there is Lando Norris, one of the faster cars, and we are boxing this lap. We are going to be boxing this lap, but now we got to try to get around Lando Norris here, and I'm probably just gonna have to go straight on, so I hope he doesn't turn in. We almost hit the back of almost smacked the back of Carlos Sainz, but we come into the pits now, change the wing, get a new set of tires on it, and yeah, just that's what we got to do. I mean, we can't do anything else at this rate, so that's the only strat that we got, and we just gotta sort of deal with it, I guess you could say. But yeah, into the pit lane we go. Set of hards, and it's most likely going to be a 2-stop race now at this rate. We need like some sort of safety car. I think maybe if we stayed out, a red flag would be pretty good right now, but I don't know. I mean, it's just I'm gonna pit now because I don't think a safety car will be coming. So at this rate, it's just gonna have to be sort of carry everything to the end. And well, I jinxed myself because we got a red flag, and I honestly don't know what it was for. I could not see it in replay mode. I could not find anything that was a red flag. So I think it was maybe someone spun, caused a pile up or something. But there was no one that DNF. So we have been shafted. Maybe we should have just stayed out a lap because that was really stupid. So first red flag of the season, and it comes in at China. So we're gonna go with everybody's gonna now be on a two-stop. I'm gonna go softs, and they'll run the rest of the race on the hard tire. That seems to be the best strat, and I think that's the strat we are gonna sort of go for at this rate. So maybe get something out of here. I mean, we need a lot of positions to gain on this restart, so this restart is going to have to be critical here. But we're back on the way for 18 laps to go in this race, and we are underway for the second standing start. And we actually get a much better start compared to the last start, and absolutely making some moves left and right. Down on the inside, and we absolutely just killed Isaac Adjar. We gave him a nice tap on the side pod. You see my position, we already gained the opening lap. We gained roughly about 13 we gained like almost 8 positions on the opening start, so really good start. And thought about maybe go down the inside of Ollie Behrman, but we did not. So yeah, honestly, good start, and we keep that momentum going. Down on the inside of Ollie Behrman again, and Lance Stroll is sitting P11 and Ocon P10. So a lot of guys sort of keeping it a little bit. Some guys are still in their positions. I thought maybe there was a little bit of some movement, but there wasn't too much. Ollie Behrman around the outside. We got the inside line, and we're braking a lot later than the AI. So I think the AI are just braking very early, and you can brake a lot later, but the brakes are a little bit weaker. But lap 11, we have a yellow flag behind. I think that's Ollie Behrman that actually is retiring. I think I see some smoke in the mirrors, and I think that is Ollie Behrman having a retirement, and we almost lost the back end of the car. So Ollie Behrman is out, and that is the first retirement of the race. So tragedy for Haas, and that is the first retirement of the session. But Alonso, he's been unlucky this season in real life, but he seems to have a little bit of luck right now as he moves up into P12, and he's going to have to chase Lance Stroll now at this rate. And he's got a lot of pace at the moment, does Fernando. So maybe the team we should have went to instead of signing with the Apxgp team, maybe was the best opportunity, but I'm just going to keep that as a joke because I chose to go here. So you got to deal with it. We can see once you get to the dirty air, the one thing that does seem to struggle is that the AI don't really struggle in the dirty air, but the player does. So that's what kind of makes it a little bit annoying, unless the AI do and I just don't see it. But we get around Alonso. We're going to go for 2 for 1, 2 on the Astons. If we go down the inside, Stroll has the outside line. He defends that really well, and he's going to still defend that. But we sneak around the outside line, and we move up into P11. Liam Lawson doing really well so far in this race. Almost lost the back end. Had 3 snaps of oversteer on the exit. Absolutely a total of 3. So that was that was not ideal to get 3 at the moment, but seems to be just fighting the car a little bit. And you can see, I mean, the car just does not have the balance through here, and it really is just this car struggling. I mean, this track was going to be very much of a struggle, I feel like, for this car, and some tracks the car really did strive really well. I thought Australia the car was really good, but here it does not settle whatsoever. But Alonso moves up, and he moves up into P11. So now we follow Fernando behind as we almost hit the back of Alonso, almost pulled a Daniel Ricciardo type situation, and almost killed the back of his diffuser. So not ideal, but we keep going. So soft tires, they're not looking too pretty. I mean, they're really at this point they're struggling now through this race, and I think at this rate now we're just gonna flow down the order, and I won't be surprised if we end up with the Saubers at the end of this race because they just have a lot of pace compared to us. But Stroll moves up now into 12th place, and Stroll locks up, and we smack the back of Lance Stroll. So great, and we failed the objective too. Well, Lance Stroll broke early, and he had a lockup. He looks like he bottled under pressure, and we hit the back of Stroll. So there goes 2 front wings in one weekend, so not great as well, and we'll have to box this lap anyway. So now this is going to just be a horrendous show of a race. Doohan got around us, that was just fine, and well, we get 3 seconds time penalty. So Didn't know you can get one of corner cutting in the pits. So yeah, that's just a quick tip. Just do not go over that white line, chat. That is something you do not want to do. Yeah, don't do that. Just don't do that. All right. Well, second wing change of the year, and well, second wing change of this race. I believe now that's, well, I don't know. I mean, we had a crash in Australia, so in the practice session. So two wings is not great, and well, we just have to strive for excellence now at this rate. So lap 17. Now we just got to run the race to the end on the hards. I mean, that's the only strat we can really do. And now the goal is just trying to catch up to George Russell, and well, not catch up to George Russell, I should say, just try to catch up to a little bit in the midfield. But like I said, I mean, these guys are going to jump me because, again, we lost so much time at the pit stop having to change the wings. So I expect to be back there with Hadjar and Gasly and all those guys at the moment. Here comes Gasly, here comes Hadjar in the exit. The two Frenchmen, really good friends in real life as well, I heard. And Gasly sneaking maybe a little bit down the inside line. He does not do that. And, well, he just didn't go for it. So Hadjar on mediums, Gasly on hards, and, well, we at this rate, now this race has really just went to the worse. I mean, I'm not really going to cuss in this video, but this race really went to the worst, so not ideal whatsoever. But Gasly moves up, and we sit behind Gasly. Hulkenberg 5 seconds behind. I won't be surprised if he catches us, but we'll see how the pace is to the Sauber. Maybe we get Sauber. I don't know. Maybe we could just pinch ahead of them. But you see, Gasly's pulled away by roughly 2 seconds. I mean, we can't. We seriously just cannot stay with him whatsoever. I mean, anything we try to get with, we just can't do it. So it's not great. And yeah, Carlos Sainz all over the back of us as well. So Sainz is making he's making a really good effort, and he is going to be the man that is going to put us under pressure here, as here comes Sainz, and well, Hulkenberg still 5 seconds behind me, now roughly 3 seconds behind, so Hulkenberg is catching. Sainz moves up, and well, now we just wait for the rain. Now, there was rain in the forecast coming towards the end. We think we might miss it. I don't know. I mean, anything can change. It's China whatsoever. The climate change is quite a pattern here around the Shanghai International Circuit. But yeah, I mean, now at this rate, we can't do anything. I mean, if we maybe could stay with Sainz, that'd be cool. But Sainz is just gonna gap us. He's on mediums, we're on hards. So yeah, I mean, this race is just really went to the bin, and really just the first sector is not really my best friend at the moment. Lap 26, 7 seconds they pulled ahead, but we're just keeping the pace ahead of the two Saubers. So Brad Pitt also falls behind, so Apxgp and Kick Sauber are locking out sort of the last places. And now the rain's really starting to come, and it's starting to get a little bit slippery out here. I don't see any raindrops on the screen, but it seems like there's some rain in the third sector. Maybe a little bit, because some of the AIs were struggling. There's the rain, actually, and I didn't get any information on when the rain was coming. I mean, the track is just soaked at this point in the third sector, and you can see her really struggling under the wet now and trying to be careful on the traction. Obviously, we're on some pretty worn hard tires. It almost lost the car on the exit. The rain is at the third sector, but last lap now, AI start pitting, and I don't see any raindrops on the screen. I mean, there's a couple raindrops now that are starting to fall, but Doohan's in, Stroll's in. The AI are pitting, which is surprisingly, but they're going to be on intermediate, so they're really going to get ahead. But we go around the outside of Kimi Antonelli, last lap of the Grand Prix, and so far keeping it tight with them whatsoever. But we're really just struggling underneath the car. It's really just much of a struggle. But there goes Stroll, and we give Stroll a little bit of a Verstappen type move just to piss him off once again. And we can see the exit is terrible in this car whatsoever, and Stroll gets around us, and yeah, we're braking late and almost at the back of Stroll. So now this is really just went to bed. Max Verstappen has won the race, and we're really off track now. And well, there's another track limits warning for fair reasons, because we literally cut the corner. But yeah, you can see the amount of exits. We just can't. It's just a slip and slide now. We're sort of Tokyo drifting. But we're going to come home P20, P19 on the road. Horrendous weekend, and a weekend I want to forget. What an absolute stinker.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
The checkered flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
From lights out to the checkered flag, this is what they're racing for. It's points and a trip to the podium. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen.
So Max brings home the win at Shanghai, and that is, I think this is the second time he's won the race in the game. I mean, he's gotten, I believe, one race run around Shanghai in real life. I think that was 2024. He didn't win the race in this year, so Verstappen wins ahead of Lando Norris and Yuki Tsunoda podium. So hopefully I could see that in real life, but at the moment it's not really working too well for Yuki. But yeah, I mean, today's race was just, it was a stinker. I mean, it really just sucked. We could not just catch a break at all. We had 2 wing changes, way too many wing changes, and it was just downright terrible. And you could just see, I mean, in the rig, I mean, when I was literally at my setup, I just was so frustrated because I just couldn't get around the AI. It was just boom, 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 boom. Like it was just, I have no idea. It really was just a terrible weekend. I have really no other words much to say. I mean, there's just a lot of things that this car needs to get developed. There is a lot of things this car really needs, and it needs front downforce, it needs rear downforce. It really needs some straight line speed because let me tell you, we are absolutely sucking when it comes to the straight line speed. I mean, it is downright awful on the straight. I mean, there's some things that the AI need to get worked on. I think that needs to get fixed. So EA, I mean, please fix it. I can stay with them in the corners, but there's definitely some things that the AI really need to get done. But that's something that hopefully they patch in a update. I think the first update will probably come in maybe 2 weeks after release. I mean, there's always going to be bugs when the game releases, but you gotta deal with it. But thank y'all for watching this episode. Thank everybody for supporting this channel. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I will see y'all in the next one.